Okay, I'll say it one more time for the hearing impaired.
What's your favorite scary movie? Swallow this.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. Another episode of the Arrow and the Head Show. Lance, John,
Yo.
everybody else. How you been, buddy?
I'm all right, man. Still nursing. Well, now it's minor fractures in my foot. I'm nursing a broken foot. So, yeah, I'm trying to get it healed before VidCon. Where Lance and I and Chris Bumbray from JoBlo.com are going to VidCon next week. And yes, we're going to bring some video goodness to you all from there. So it's always nice to see you in person.
I don't know if you guys saw our Punisher 04 episode with, Thomas Jane and Travolta. We talked about that. We debuted a 888 number that John and I got just to kind of have fun. So I'm going to read it off again. 888-39-ARROW, which is 39-27-769. 888-39-27-769. I think the whole point of this was just so we could get recommendations, comments.
Questions, definitely questions. Not too much ball busting, please. So you want to play that message?
Hey, Lance, on the Punisher 2004 video, fuck you. Seriously, though, I do want to point out that Fallon mentioned the soundtrack, that he really liked it, but neither of you mentioned the really cool Harry Heck, little song that happened at the diner. And I don't know, man. I just thought that was a little bit of an oversight by you guys. And again, Lance, it's okay to be wrong. John, you were spot on with it. Hey, I love you guys' stuff. Take care.
The man knows his shit, dude.
Well, I should say, apologize. It just says your phone number, and I'm not obviously going to read that online. So if please let me know who this is in the comments. Now, I should say this. Me and John actually did talk about it. We just cut it out. A lot of times me and him ramble. And I'll be honest, I don't know if you guys really want to listen to that, of just an hour of me and him being like, and sometimes.
But great fucking scene, lost. Great fucking scene.
So I'm going to quickly play what we talked about in that scene because I disagree. I don't know if you remember, but we actually fought in this. So I think this gentleman's not going to like me still because he thinks I'm wrong on the music, and he's going to like me now.
I mean, actually, we didn't even mention that, Robert Rodriguez-ish scene with that hitman with the guitar, and he comes in, he's in the, diner, and he sings him a song, which is a great song, by the way. I would listen to that song,
He plays the Man of Love song, yes.
He's got a little fucking tear tattooed, and comes outside, and there's a bit of a car chase, and then a bit of a thing.
I took it to be a lot goofier. The guy starts singing on basically a fucking song to a man in a diner, and my whole thought was like, is this Rules of Attractions? Is this James Vanderbeek trying to get laid? Like, he pulls it out and just starts singing. I'm like,
yeah, you see, you got your own shit going on, dude. I didn't see a man trying to seduce another man.
I mean, a man looks in his eyes and pulls the guitar, sings, and leaves. There's no other thing.
The song was basically a fucking threat. That's what it was.
If you threaten me in song, then
live
first.
Once. Okay. No, you're wrong again. And I'm spot on again. There you go.
Oh, you gotta love it. All right. Well, if anybody else wants to call, this is fun. 888-39-ARROW, which is 27-769. 888-39-27-769, dude.
True that.
Let's get through drinks because I'd like to cheers to a great man and get on to the episode. So, what are you drinking?
I'm actually just going with Cabernet Sauvignon red wine, going soft. Last couple episodes I went heavy, and yeah.
I brought out the Woodford Reserve. Thank you, Mr. Rusno. I'd like to give a toast to, I think, a great, charming actor. A lot of B movies that I loved. I had a couple big ones, but I don't know. This guy had that vibe of somebody that I just think I'd get along with. Of course, talking about Mr. Treat Williams,
who passed on in a motorcycle accident.
At 71, I believe.
Yeah, no, still, leaving his wife behind. I think he had kids. No, pretty sad. And well, before we go on, let's just cheers to the man. So, cheers to Treat Williams. Cheers to you, brother. Going way too fucking soon.
Hello, my friends! Hey!
I actually spoke to him once, and he was pushing a movie called Skeletons in the Closet with Linda Hamilton and this kid. Well, at the time he was a kid, Jonathan Jackson. Good little thriller, by the way, recommended. I think it was one of the first wide releases, quote unquote, like it went straight DVD and shit like that, but that was shot on mini DV. So, you know, it's an old movie. And Skeletons in the Closet was one of the first to experiment with, like I said, mini DV. We were initially going to talk about The Punisher, the 1989 Dolph Lundgren, but then Mr. Williams passed. I think I could speak for Lance. We were both shocked. So we wanted to honor him with this episode. He's done, you know, a couple of genre films like Dead Heat, which is a blast, by the way. The same director as the Lundgren Punisher, Mark Goldblatt. And but we chose Deep Rising, which was what year again, dude?
1998.
1998, directed by
Stephen Sommers, the man that did
The Mummy. Yeah, The Mummy, and I rewatched it again this morning. Wow, what a fun movie. The thing, as everybody knows, you know, Sommers in The Mummy has that Indiana Jones Spielberg to his movie. You know, it's really evokes that.
Absolutely.
And he kind of does it in Deep Rising as well.
It's the trial run for The Mummy. That's what I always thought.
Yeah, definitely. Roger Ebert, because, you know, I went and read some stuff about the movie. Roger Ebert killed it. Gave it a 1.5 stars. I'm like, dude, man, don't you like a good time?
This is an absolutely great time. It is a swashbuckling adventure monster movie. And what I like is that essentially it is very similar in sort of like the adventurous tone that I like from The Mummy, but this is, okay, let's make an R-rated monster movie that's also a big budget action film. I love action horror. I do think it's slightly hard to get right because you always lean towards one or the other. And I think this dude walked the line pretty damn well.
Yeah, well, what was funny, I don't know if you know this, initially it was going to be a much bigger budgeted movie. And Harrison Ford was slated to do it. And he went on to do that movie with Anne Heche, 7 Days, 3 Nights, whatever.
The Island, yeah,
whatever the fuck. So when Harrison Ford booked, they scaled down the budget and they got Treat Williams. And when I was watching it this morning, I'm like, dude, he's playing Han Solo. Gun for hire, doesn't give a shit, wisecracking. I think he even has a Han Solo line, actually. I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh.
I have a bad feeling about this.
He does. Yeah, that's like his thing. Yeah.
So it really reminded me of Han Solo, and I thought Treat was great. He has some really good moments. One of the moments made me laugh out loud. I don't remember what the exchange was with one of the pirates, you know? And he says something, and then the guy pushes him again, and he knees him in the balls.
Didn't you? I heard you the first time.
I actually think he is a great lead. I think he could have been a lead in a lot of movies, a lot of big movies. He could have been a big star, I think, if just luck was on his side. I think skill-wise, this proves it 100%. I mean, he's funny, he's charming, he looks like he could hold a gun, he looks like he could get the girl. You know, there's sometimes when they push a guy where I'm like, I'm having a good time, but let's be honest. Yeah, you're not gonna. It's not gonna work. This guy did. He has that vibe. There's that line where they're trying to. One of the pirates wants to kill somebody. It's like, I vote we kill him. He goes,
you don't vote here. It's not a democracy.
That's the thing I wanted to say. He was also really good at playing heavies.
Yes.
Because, you know, I think Treat Williams, I think, first of all, for me, Prince of the City, I know it's an older film, but I think The Phantom, he was an amazing villain. Mm-hmm. And I think The Devil's Own, not a great film by any means, but he was fucking good in that movie, dude. He was fucking good. So, and like I said, you know, I spoke to him before, and the vibe I was getting was, you know, down to earth, class act, really gracious with his time and everything like that. So I always liked him, or just always liked him. So it's pretty fucked up.
I mean, the guy took over for Tom Berenger in The Substitute. Yeah. And though I don't think those movies had the exact budget that they needed, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to pretend like The Substitute 2 isn't a fun movie, man. But this is a cool monster movie. And like, I'm not going to lie, I never got the Han Solo thing until you said it. And it's one of those things where I'm like, how did I not? He absolutely is Han Solo. Just in an R-rated movie where people get half digested, access to the head, ripped apart by monsters. I'm like, that's my kind of movie, man.
You know, one of the first things that I hadn't seen it in a long time, probably since its theatrical release. So one of the things that popped right out the gate was, first of all, a great score by Jerry Goldsmith. A bunch of actors that wound up being stars, like big stars, like I wrote them down. Kevin J. O'Connor didn't become a huge star, but
he was in a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, like The Mummy or Lords of Illusion, which he shared the screen again with Famke Janssen.
Okay, well, let's give a little Scott Bakula love. Come on. Oh. Well, hold on. We'll finish. You're going to sit here on the internet and tell me that you are not a Quantum Leap guy?
Never watched it.
Oh my God. Okay, fair enough.
And well, you don't like, Iron Maiden, so, what do you have to say about something?
I never say I don't like Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, name me one song. That's not Run to the Hills.
Well, I don't know the music, but I used to play Carmageddon 2 back when it came out for the PC, and I thought the music was awesome. Yeah, I don't mind that stuff.
All right.
How about this? Hold on. Give me a little something. It's gonna be a slight side quest. I thought of you actually the other night. I was late, put on the Tenacious D movie, and I forgot that fucking Ronnie James Dio has an amazing part. An amazing part. I mean, so does Meatloaf. But I was rocking out. I was like,
respect. You're giving Dio some love. Respect. Let's go back to the movie. So you got Kevin J. O'Connor, Jason Fleming, Cliff Curtis. I have a hard time with his name. Jamon Ustu, the guy that was in Amistad. Tony Held or Heard, or the guy that played the bad guy, the scummy guy. I can't understand my own handwriting.
So I always call him like the other Nick Nolte because he looks.
Yeah, seriously,
he looks like Nick Nolte's brother. Yeah, I mean. We got, I don't know if I always call him Wes Studi. I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly, but he was in everything.
Oh, dude, Wes Studi was awesome. Epic in this movie. You know what really, really stood out about, he's very stoic, like pretty much the whole movie for the bulk of it. But when Treat Williams' character comes in and he shoots like these arrows on the wall and they go right, they're trying to kill the other dude, the Kevin J. O'Connor's character. And he stops the thing. Studi doesn't blink. He doesn't blink when those arrows. But I was like, look at this motherfucker, cool as ice. Which is funny because that's a Vanilla Ice movie. So bad it's good. Same DP as Deep Rising. Little useless trivia.
I mean, the Vanilla Ice movie, as dumb as it is, it does look really epic though. There's a lot of moving shots and like wide angle lenses. Like, what is this, Terry Gilliam?
Seriously, let's just put the scene from Cool as Ice when he says something along the line.
Words of wisdom. Drop that zero and get with the hero.
And I just want to, before we move on to more characters, Famke Janssen, always loved her. She was the first Bond movie I ever saw in theaters. My dad took me when I was a kid to see fucking was it Xena on the Top, right? Yeah, I know. She was in a bunch of stuff when I was a kid. She's a gorgeous woman, tough actress. Played a villain amazing, plays a heroine, pretty well. I mean, I guess everybody here's a little shady, so,
She actually replaced Claire Forlani, I think that's her name. She was in Meet Joe Black. About like 3 days into
the girl from Mallrats.
Was she? I don't know. I don't remember. But she was in Meet Joe Black. I know that for a fact. 3 days into the shoot, she had creative differences with Summers. So they canned her and they got Famke. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, I acted with Famke Janssen.
Wait, is it an Eric Red movie?
Yeah, 100 Feet. I acted.
She's the lead.
100 Feet. She's the lead. Yeah, man. Here's a clip just for fun.
Now, it stays on your ankle all the time. It never comes off, even when you shower.
He stays with me. You're now under house arrest.
No, she was great, actually. Really professional, really nice. She had a little dog, I remember. I think his name was Licorice, that she carried with her everywhere. So no, it was a great experience. And, I got to act as well because in the scene it's with Bobby Cannavale. He was fucking awesome. He had my back. He had my back, because it was my first time acting stars. So I was a little nervous, but he had my back and I really appreciated that. But enough about me. Who cares? I'm bald. Let's move on. A lot of shit impressed me about the movie that, I'd forgotten. First of all, it moves at a really good pace.
Yes. Snappy.
I already mentioned Goldsmith's score, but it helps, to propulse the story forward at a good pace. I thought the stunt work was amazing. The opening scene when the boat gets rocked by the fucking giant squid.
The girl goes down the shitter.
Yeah. That, but no, everybody's falling and tumbling and everything like that. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty impressive. Action sequences were really well shot. Actually, the film itself was really well shot and really well edited. I remember a couple moments when I was watching it, you know, the way that the camera work mixed with the editing created something that really grabs you, like a push in, a push in, a push in, dun, dun. I know it made no sense, but it made sense to me. So I thought both the visual style and the editing were on point. Gory as fuck. You
know, there's a guy that gets half digested and spit out and shit like that. You know, there is and a lot of like skeletons with their meat, like the meat on. I'm like, okay, that isn't trying to be like cute. It's not. I could have easily tamed that down and still been a fun movie. I'm actually happy that it's as gory as it is, considering.
Me too. I'm really happy they went for the kill. I mean, the scene in the hallway with the bodies that are all fucked up, and then of course the big reveal, the feeding ground. You know, in the last act where everybody's fucking, you know, munched up and yeah, like you said, the guy that gets regurgitated, which reminded me of the similar scene, and I don't remember which one came first. In Anaconda came first because but John Voight gives a wink.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it in theaters too. As a kid, I'll never forget it. I think Anaconda was 97, so I think it came before this.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of great Ripper scene. Actually, one of my favorite ones. I still reference it like with my friends as a joke, where the pirates start to opening up the safe, and one of the guys is like, money. And the door opens and bing, an axe just fucking goes in his head, and it's the Nick Nolte lookalike that whacks him, man. The timing of that scene is really, you know, maximum whoop ass.
The thing that I was impressed with, because this usually annoys me, is the monster is pretty much hidden for 90% of the movie. Like, you'll have a tentacle here and there. Like, you know, it is one of those Jaws moments where like they try to like hide it. Yeah. And what I thought was really cool is the way they went about it was it always affected the environment. And it was almost always practical in-camera kind of effects. Like the floor would kind of jank up, or the walls.
Pause on that. Rob Bottin, or Bottin, no matter what, the effects dude that did the effects for The Thing, he's the guy that did the effects for this one. And the scene where you know, the monster goes under and the boards, that's from The Thing. He remaged his own shit, which I thought was pretty cool. So, you know, when I watched it this morning, I'm like, hey, man, they did the same thing in The Thing. Oh, man, it's Rob.
Environmental effects of the monster, because essentially it's squeezing through everything. I was like, oh, I like that. It's a cool way to keep the tension up without just sort of being like, oh, it's around. Oh, there's a sound. Like it's coming for you. And the fact that it could squeeze through things, they found a clever way to do it. It never felt contrived, or it didn't feel like, come on, just show me the monster already. What are we doing here? I liked, if you remember at the very beginning, there's a quick title card saying that like essentially there's these giant canyons under the sea in the South China Sea, and they're fucking deep and crazy stuff, that something could live there, and that all these boats keep disappearing. I'm like, oh, I like that kind of stuff. I love aquatic horror. So you're going to say that like some Bermuda Triangle shit where things are just disappearing and it's a giant fucking monster that also like lives on an island? It's like, please, this is made for me.
Do you know where they were going with that?
Have they revealed like what?
King Kong.
What?
King Kong. Summers was going to do the King Kong remake.
Oh, then never mind. That would have been terrible.
So when they landed on the island, it's Kong Island. So the thing that's coming is King Kong.
I don't like that at all. That actually.
But then it got frozen into development hell, and Peter Jackson wound up doing a remake. I thought it was pretty fucking cool, actually. Kind of like that movie. What was it called? Life. With Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal, which a lot of people thought would be
the Venom
origin story. I thought, wow, if Deep Rising leads to King Kong, that's pretty fucking cool, I thought. But to each his own.
I'm just not the big King Kong guy. I don't know.
I don't know about you, but for me, also I'm older than you. There's movies like, you know, I've been watching movies. I've been a movie nut like pretty much my whole life. So now and again, there's lines from movies that I wind up using in my everyday life, unconsciously at a certain point, you know. So for example, it's empty. That's, you know, Universal Soldier, Dolph Lundgren, you know, with the gun. But I do that with my drinks, you know. Oh, it's empty, you know, or, you know, be nice until it's time to not be nice, you know, Roadhouse. So Deep Rising has the one line, and you know the line, I'm sure. Now what?
Now what?
Now what has stayed with me ever since I've seen that movie. And, I only remembered, I'm like, oh shit, that's where I got it from. Because every time, life kicks my ass, as it does, on a continuous basis, I'm like, now what? I'm like, Deep Rising. Yo. So that's it.
But sorry, you're saying negatives.
Yeah, you know what? The easy ones is, the VFX.
CGI.
The CGI. Even the, I don't know if it's blue screen, I'm assuming, like the blue screen work, with the boat.
Yeah, it's just too new.
Oh, well, yeah. The technology was at its infancy, at the time. So
98, and this was made 97, yeah.
But it didn't really bother me. I mean, look, I pointed out, the CGI is not great, but it didn't really hinder my enjoyment of the movie at all, to be honest. I was just along for the ride and enjoying
the big
myself.
reveal of the monster, though, was kind of deflating even back in the day. I'm like,
Really? I liked it. Especially when he pops,
the eye.
What does he say? What's the one line? What are you looking at? Being, or some shit like that. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. No, it didn't bother me much. You know what? A part of CGI that did bother me was the jump, the jet ski jump outside of the explosion.
Yeah, it's like the poster. Yeah,
it is the poster. So it goes from the real, like obviously it's stunt people on the jet ski in a wider shot, and then it jumps, and then they kind of ruin the stunt by.
They go in, and it's
they go in closer on Treat and Famke, and this composite explosion behind them, and then they cut back to the actual stunt. I think it would have been more powerful to show the entire stunt, because that's an actually pretty impressive stunt for a jet ski.
I won't fight you. I agree. I mean, I don't. So I'm the opposite where it doesn't bother me because I just like the whole action set piece. But you're right though, because even in the poster, it looks awkward. It looks like their faces are like composited on. I mean, they were.
Other than that one, well, it kind of like a weird decision, I thought. There was this Asian young lady who played the girlfriend of, never remember his name, Kevin J. O'Connor. She played his girlfriend, yeah?
Oh, Layla. Okay, I made a video about this on the Black Sheep, and I have a little section where I said, I will believe in a monster being in the South China Sea before I ever believe that man is getting that woman.
I have no problem believing in a giant sea creature, but it'll be a cold day in hell where a man like Joey, and I'm sure he's lovely, is ever gonna land someone like Layla. That ain't gonna happen.
Definitely. But number one, I was bummed that she died so early in the game.
Yeah, she was cool. She had that like vibe.
Yeah, she had a good vibe, obviously attractive. And number two, Kevin J. O'Connor's character, they really seem to be worried about her the whole movie. Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, but dude, finds out she's gone. He's like, what? So I'm like, okay.
I don't think she made it. Right.
And my final quote unquote negatives, I would say the Nick Nolte lookalike.
Mr. Anthony Heald.
I don't know when he became a psycho and like he went from just a scumbag wanting money, and then by the end,
villainous turn. Yeah, I was like,
give me the key to the jet ski when there's like 3 keys right there on the side, bro. Just chill. You don't need to. And it's almost now he's a psychopath. He wants to murder Famke Janssen's character for no reason. Just take the key and fuck off. But he doesn't. I didn't buy that transition of scumbag to psycho. I didn't buy it. That's just me. And what do I know?
Yeah, Mr. Nick Nolte too could have just died like he did and not done that, and we would have had the same ending.
Actually, 2 things just popped in my empty noggin. Nick Nolte lookalike didn't have really a good death for the piece of shit that he is. Didn't he blow up with the boat?
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he should have been like ripped apart.
He should have been what happened to, and that's bringing me to probably one of the most like death. Wes Studi. His death, where he's being eaten, and he's like,
yeah, it kind of closes on him,
yeah. Kevin J. O'Connor's character gives him the gun, and then he just lets out a round because he's an asshole. And then when he comes down to blow his brains out, he
doesn't have
bullets, and then kink and get. I'm like, good stuff. So yeah, Nick Nolte lookalike should have had a grisly death. Yeah. Really, at the end of the day, our pet peeves are quite minimal. For the bucket of fun this movie gave me this morning. So what about you guys and dolls? Were you a Treat Williams fan? How has his passing affected you, if anything at all? And what do you think of Deep Rising? Are you a fan of it? Have you watched it recently? Tentacle, some comments below. and let us know. And again, we told you guys at the beginning of the episode, we have a 888 number. So questions, suggestions, comments, don't be shy to do so. All right. And thank you for all the support as always. And Lance,
I'll see you next week, buddy.
I'll see you next week. Bro. Cheers, bro.